Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You're in our Stitchuation room, and here comes my Frito. I'm just going to climb over the cables and see her on the other. No, she's not going to wait for me to do that. Well, Frida, we don't have any room for folks to see you while I am over here. So we're going to turn around a little bit and look down and see if we can see our Frito. Where is she? There she is. What a pretty girl. Yeah, you're the star of the show this morning. Good morning. Hi, baby. What a good girl she is. Oh, my goodness, y'all. She's getting her biscuits, her day's biscuits from her Frito bucket. So there she is. All right. So we have had that. All stopped for the dog. That's how my life goes. You be a good girl. No more. No more. Sorry. Got to watch your figure, my friend. Now I'm going to climb back over these cables. Oh, my word. So good to see you guys here. She's got me trained. I'm telling you, as soon as I say good morning to you guys, she comes running over. Thank you for all the love and belly rubs. Everybody's giving you hugs and love, Frida. All right, you guys. Ooh. Yesterday was fun. I did the Takeover Tuesday for Sewing Machines Plus and absolutely loved it. If you are ordering from them because of that show, or whether it's online or you are calling them, be sure to tell them I sent you, and they give me credit for that. So I'd appreciate that very much. It helps buy the dog biscuits, right? Thumbs up, you guys. We're here. Oh, what a day. So, okay. I've got a doctor's appointment at 9 this morning to go get the results of all my blood work from the other day. You love your extra hour of sleep, Jamie. I tell you, we had a power outage at 3:30 this morning, and I couldn't, I don't know. I'm trying to, so I hooked up another camera to stare down at my my table so I can show you guys when I'm doing stuff on blocks, and it's not working, and my brain has yet to figure out why, but I will get it. I don't think I'll get it on this one. I'll probably have it ready for tomorrow. But anyway, hey, the new book by Lori Holt, Prairie Home, is out. I've got a link to it below the video. Brand new book of hers. And don't let the cover fool you that you think it's just a quilt with a bunch of log cabin blocks. This book is jam-packed with patterns. It's crazy. It's on a spiral, which I love, so it lays flat, which is very, very nice. Isn't that cool the way they do that? Okay. And then I'm going to tell you the last page number, 256. My goodness, it's got a ton of patterns in it. And you got yours yesterday, Mary? Good. So I wanted to go through here and show you a couple. I just kind of flipped through, but I want to show you a couple of my favorites. This is a great book to learn the basics of Lori's method for quilting, because she's got a little bit of everything in there. Let me move my coffee. Dig my cup. I became a quilter for the money and fame. Hardly. Having a YouTube channel was ironic. So one of the first things in here that caught my eye on this one was, it's called Grandma's Sampler Quilt, Home Sweet Home. It's a beautiful, beautiful quilt. Now, if you are a collector of Lori Holt's fabrics like I am, in this book, if you want your quilts to look just like hers, she has got, well, I'll show you the one on the pumpkins when we get there, and I'll explain what I'm going to show you. The Prairie Posies quilt. This is just adorable as well. Flowers under glass. I like that one. Okay. Snow for the next few days, Beth. Oh my goodness, my friend. High of 80 today, low of 61. I love South Texas. Love it. Let me see. I wanted to get to this one. We're going to talk about the Going West quilt in a minute. Let me mark that. Now, this book is divided into seasons. So you've got summer, winter, fall, spring, right? Here are the mason jars. Can always do a mason jar quilt. That is Granny's Prairie Preserves quilt. But I want to, Well, there's the Christmas tree. I guess I got past. No, I got past the one I was looking for. I marked them all, and I guess I missed it. Well, that's fine. All right. So here's the Christmas tree quilt. I want to show you that one. See how cute that is? Now, down underneath the quilt, there is a blue bar, and it says quilt made from my bee ginghams and prairie collections. So that gives you an idea of what fabrics to use if you are a collector. Okay. So, but I wanted to find the one with the pumpkins. It's such an adorable quilt. I think I want to make it. And we got prairie patchwork. Here is the one with the log cabins and the log cabin and the trees. And you can see that tree is the same as the Christmas trees. The one over here on this end by this side. So just a ton of stuff in here. You've got so much going on. She tells you, of course, all the cutting amounts and all of this, but where is that cute little pumpkins quilt? I saw it. I said, oh, I have to make that. She's got a red and white quilt in here. Mama's red and white quilt. You guys can see that. But long underwear quilt. How cute. That's hilarious. Adorable. And lots of little bits about Lori and her family in here. Christmas star. I'm in the winter. I've got to get back to fall for that pumpkins. Now this wagon wheels quilt. I want to talk to you guys about that. That wagon wheels quilt is not for the faint of heart if you are going to quilt it regularly. I want to show you guys. I'm going to make that pumpkins if I can. There's a fall leaves. It's here somewhere. There it is. This is so cute. I love lime green anyway, but there it is. Isn't that cute? Okay. And it says it's made with bee backgrounds, bee plaids, hometown, and prim. So it's got 4 different collections in this quilt. So I'm sure you Lori Holt fans, y'all have loads of her fabric laying around, and you're probably wondering what you're going to do with it. You might have bought it for another quilt, and now you've got a bunch left. Well, this can use those up. So the wagon wheel quilt. Let's talk about that. I'm going to find it here again. The wagon wheels are daunting. They are daunting. Yeah, it's going to be a learning curve for sure on the wagon wheels. And here we go. All right. Does she have a whole picture of the quilt itself? Yeah. So it's called Going West. See that? So it's got 9 little wagons, 2 wheels on each wagon. And it's made with the Prairie collection. Now, look at the construction of these wheels. Look at those. Oh my goodness. It's got 2 different color centers because it's halfway through the backing and the cover over the wagon. It's the background fabric and the cover. My initial thought, okay, and there's let's see, there's 18 of these wheels. My initial thought was to make the wheel out of black and white fabric and just make the wheel in black with a solid white background and then scan that wheel into the scan and cut and create an applique shape. That was my thought. So this quilt's 82.5 by 92.5. It's a big one. But I just cannot imagine making all of those little wheels. Yeah, not for a newbie, Patty. I wouldn't attempt it. Your wheels would be lopsided and your wagon will go ka-tunk, ka-tunk as it goes down the road, right? So, yeah. So this is why it's got the 2 different color background fabrics are not that big of a deal, but those little points, and these blocks, each wheel finishes at 5.5. They're small. It's a small block. So I'm thinking if I was going to try this, I would pop it into the scan and cut. So you make one to say that you did make a wheel. Well, I have to make the pattern exactly to size. So I've got to make one and get it right to me. And then I think I would scan that wheel and see if I can't get the scan and cut to pick up the lines. And with the white background, little triangles in there, those will be cut out by the blade on the scan and cut. That's just me. It would be a newbie UFO. Yeah, Christine, I believe you are correct on that. It would be, it's a challenge on that one. Oh, right, you guys. I'm figuring out how to get those windows off of the MacBook. So anyway, I've got a link below to the book. It has some good fun quilts in it that beginners can use, but then it's got a little bit of a challenge. Also, so if you are a very seasoned quilter, you may like that challenge as well. Yesterday I got in a bolt. I ordered a bolt. So I'm a subscriber to my girlfriend's quilt shop, which is in that's Chris Thurgood's store. She's twin sister to Kim from Kimberbell. My girlfriend's quilt shop right down the road from Kimberbell. It's in Logan, Utah. So I subscribed to them, and they put out a bolt of Riley Blake's basic shade in color, whatever, snow. And it is kind of a white on white. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get it right up there. Hold it still. Wonderful. So that came in yesterday. I was very glad to have that too. All righty. And then what else? Fat Quarter Shop sent me some patterns for you cross stitchers. I want to show you those. Here are the October pumpkins. This is the shelf life. This is a month to month. That's super cute. And then we have a pattern. This is by Angelus Jasso Tucker. I don't know how to say it. This is called Goose and Gander. Very cute. That is a beautiful quilt. So they've done it. The picture shows it in muted tones, but that would make a beautiful red, white, and blue. Finishes at 66.5 inches square. Okay. And then the Simply Signs cross stitch by It's So Emma Boo for October. That came in. Super cute. These are small. This finishes at 4x10. So they're pretty small. And then we have Pumpkin Pals, another pretty little cross stitch. This finishes at 6x6. So they've got lots of stuff at the Fat Quarter Shop for you guys. We've got some Lori Holt stitch cards, set 5 or set V. I'm sorry. These are available. They send me these things to show you guys, and that's what I do. I'm not a cross stitcher, but I'm just showing you. Oh, the book is ordered. Awesome, Wendy. You're going to love it. It's very pretty. It's heavy. It's a heavy book, definitely. And then we have Hometown Neighborhoods. This is Sunflower House. So they've got a whole series of these things. This one finishes, you need an 8x13. Is that right? Let me see. I don't know if I can tell how big this is. Oh, the frame opening was 9.5x15. So that fits on there. I'll show you guys. That's pretty. That's a beautiful little, if you like to cross stitch, they've got tons of patterns there. So check them out. Tons and tons of patterns. It's always fun to get one of the month, and then you can work on that, and the next one comes in. So lots of fun. All right. Got through that. So I worked on another block yesterday for the Quilted Snowman and the Whirling Snowflakes block. And, oh, goodness, got my Yazzie here. I've got the book out, and I'm looking at it, and I want to show you what I finished. I'm going to pull this tray out. These are Easy Stacks trays. You guys, these are on back order. I hope they're getting them in. They're at Amazon, but I want to show you that I was able to do another one of these blocks. This is from the Quilted Snowman, and I want to show you how that one turned out. Very, very happy with that. Very happy. Cutting accuracy is a must on this so that, let me put this down. I've got one to work on. All right. Cutting accuracy is a must so that you don't even think about it when you're sewing your rows together, but you want the dark to match that background fabric right there. Okay. On these corners, they actually meet up. So just, I'm very pleased with it. This had every single fabric in this block was directional. So you've got to pay attention when you're working on this one. But I did come up with a pretty cool method that makes it a lot easier. Yesterday, I was pre-folding the little background squares, which are the little tan down next to the dark fabrics, each side of those little snowflake whirls. So I'm going to show you the method that I came up with for that. Thank you. I've got thank you for that. Let's see. I want to show you guys something cool. I did not get to show yesterday on Sew Machines Plus. I'm going to turn you around. I'm glad you brought that up. I wanted to show it, but I didn't really have time because we didn't get further into the quilt. So I'm going to switch gears here real quick and just show you how that came out. I'm very, very pleased with it. So, all right. I'm going to turn the computer and I want to turn the camera so that you guys can see how it came out here. It's all finished. I got all the way finished with it. So it's all long armed, but I want to make sure. Okay, this looks good. I have this old school thing. I saw this on YouTube 100 years ago, you guys. This is a bungee cord. It's a elastic, like, I don't know. So I got to walk around my dog. I have two magnetic hooks on either end of my long arm frame. And this thing, this might be helpful to some of you. I don't know. I've got those little toggles on it that you can squeeze and move around like on a jacket hood or something like that. So as soon as I got on the very first row, this is the bottom of the quilt, but at the top of the quilt, I've got 3 toggles. Okay. And here's the hook. You can get these anywhere. I might on Amazon or something. You get them at the dollar store. So I got that little hook and it's got a magnet on it. Okay. So that goes right here. And I make sure that that hook is aligned with the edge of the frame. And it doesn't matter where, but it just needs to be in the same spot on the right and left side, both sides of the frame. Okay. So then this, I have another toggle down here to hold the cord. So I just put this in here and I bring it around the side. And then I come over to the other side of the frame and hook to the other one. And so they are even. Now, what's the deal with the toggles? This toggle down here is right on this edge, way on this far end of the quilt. This toggle right here is even with this side of the quilt. Well, you can't see that. I wonder. Okay. So this toggle is even with this side of the quilt. The one on the other end is even with that. And the one in the middle is center. Why? So as I roll the quilt, I've got an old school, just a line to tell me, and that this is straight. It is straight. I just leave it right there. And every time I roll the quilt forward, when I get finished and I'm floating the top and whatnot, I don't know, maybe it's just me. This might happen to you. My tops like to kind of shift over to my right. And it's because the machine is pulling barely to the right as it runs across the pattern. And so when I drag and drop and advance the quilt, I just make sure that my line is of the edge of the quilt is right on here. This came out so perfectly square. I love it. And it's a low-tech way to make sure your quilts stay square on your frame. So maybe I will show that at the next Takeover Tuesday. I'll have a quilt and I'll show you guys how to do the, I saw that. I don't remember. It was an older lady This was years and years ago. I bet you 10 years ago, I saw that, and she was just explaining how she kept the toggles straight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is brilliant, because things shift all the time, right? So it is genius. I know. So oh, look at the sunlight coming in here on me, y'all. Beautiful day in South Texas. And I've got sun right in my eye. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate the beautiful day. Okay. So Vicki, I used the, it's called Malachite is the pattern that I used from Urban Elements. It is, I know you've seen it before. They, you know, when they take rocks, like rock collectors, the stones, and they polish them all up and you get a beautiful swirl, or you can break open a rock and it's green. It has a beautiful swirl in it. It's malachite is the name of the element. And so. Oh, so Betty Boop uses one too. Look at this. She's used one for years. She puts a piece of blue painter's tape on the leveler bar at each edge. There you go. Yeah. So that's just, like I said, it's a low-tech way to be able to do that. You guys, if you have a long arm and you're new at it, that is just something I have done, and it works really, really well. So you've marked your cording. Okay, awesome. All righty. So I wanted to show you guys now how I'm going to mark. Again, I talked about these fabrics being directional, and I'm going to show you what I did. How do you determine how long to make the cord? So Peggy, my frame is 10 feet long. So I bought 12 feet of cord. I just bought, it's a package and it's elastic. It's a stretchy. So I don't want it to stretch. I don't want to stretch it tight. I just want it to lay on top of the frame. Okay. Because if it stretches over time, you know how they wear out. Well, I didn't want to do that. So, all right, Peggy, have a good time at Quilt Group. So yeah, some of you are using painter's tape at each end too. That's just a nice thing. And it's far enough down toward the belly bar that the pantograph doesn't touch it. So it's pretty cool. I was able to leave that on throughout the whole quilt. It turned out perfect. I love it. Y'all, that's a wonderful machine. Okay. So what? I've got a little mat. I need to mark these fabrics. So, oh yeah, Betty Boop does need to make a Betty Boop quilt. Awesome. That would be fun. You got to find the pattern. So, okay. So again, these are directional like that. And I'm going to lay them to the side. Okay. If you're making the whirling snowflakes blocks, I'm going to do 4 of them. I've got a total of 8. I'm going to lay them so the fabric is sideways. This is just a quick way to do this. I thought about it yesterday, because I'm like, I am not going to sit here and doink around with each one of these and make myself crazy. All right. So I've got a little, let me see if I can get up and show you. Can you see through the fabric? So you can see the pattern is sideways from the back. Okay. She hasn't made one. I think you'd have to get a pattern and have it drawn out. Okay. I need my little thing here. Yeah, I've got another camera sitting right next to this, but I haven't got it. It's connected, but it's not working. Okay. So again, when I do the sew and flips, I'm going to put the ruler corner to corner. Okay. Which means, and then draw a line right next to corner to corner. So if the ruler's corner to corner, the line is not. And I'm going to put a little mark on the outside. And that tells me the side with the mark is smaller than the side without. Okay. So if the ruler's corner to corner and the line is right next to it, then this half is smaller than this half. That's the piece that was under the ruler. This is the part that's hanging out. So I'm going to do this same thing to all 4 of these in this top row. This way I don't have to think about which way to fold stuff, okay? So just the 4 of them. That's the hardest part of figuring out how to fold stuff. And I know I said yesterday I've got snowball blocks that have fabric going the wrong way, and I wasn't going to change them, but you know I will. I'm going to change them. All right, so there's 4 of them. Now I want to make it going the other direction, okay? So I want to make sure, I'm going to turn this just a little bit. Now I'm going to do this. So they're turned, I just turned it 45. Okay. And do these. So this is going to give me, because these go on opposite sides of the snowflake block, this is going to give me the other direction of the fold. And everything's going to fit just right. Okay. This was the quickest way to do this I could figure out yesterday. All right. Okay, if you're brand new, pop in and say hi. We'd love to visit with you. I've got a welcoming committee wandering around somewhere. All right, so this red square here, let me get you in close so you can see how I'm going to set this up. Another way, this way, this way, this way. There we go. So this is just an easy stacks file tray. This is designed to hold paper and for filing. And I found it on Amazon and I ordered it. And I have used a glue stick to glue a piece of batting to the back. So this goes in the center. These are directional. These are the dark ones. These go on the outside. We have dark and we have light. So I'm going to do these correctly. I only stitched one seam wrong yesterday. I was pretty proud of myself, and it was an easy fix. Okay, and then these go, these are not directional, doesn't matter. Lay this all out. Okay, now these are directional, so I'm going to make sure my blue rectangles are going up and down, not side to side. Okay, so here's the block. All right. Now these guys, whoop, I'm going to put them on these outside blocks, making sure that the little marks, the piece that's going to be cut off, is toward the yellow. All right, so I'm going to put one here, one from each side. Okay, and one here. Toward the yellow. One here. One here. And in theory, when this gets folded down, it is straight up, and it is. Okay. So you don't have to think about it if you do it this way. Put the piece that's going to be cut off toward the yellow. So right there and right there toward the dark fabric. So we have dark, light. Okay. And toward the yellow. Like that. And that's how they're going to go to sew. So now I can assembly line sew all of this block and not have to worry about that it's going to get crazy on me. That's what I came up with. So yesterday, you stitched 4 seams. 4 seams wrong. Oh, Michelle. Oh, good. More coffee, more coffee. I know. I've got it. I've got the 1 cup and then I have some more as well. So let's get over to the machine here and do some sewing. Okay. Okay. Put my glasses on. So now, like I said, in theory, I should just be able to do this. So I'm going to take, oh, let me do it here. You guys can see. So I'm just going to take the bottom one off. I'm only going to sew the top on all of these. Now you want to make sure that it is exactly lined up. Some of my squares are crooked because the fabric was printed crooked. So now all I have to do is sew on the line. And because the line is right next to corner. Now I have enough room to fold the fabric over, and it's not going to pull wonky, and it should look, you should not see any fabric when you get this aligned properly. You should not see the background fabric coming over the top from the front, and I should not see the top fabric coming over from the back. And that's a good alignment on that. That's what you want. Your square needs to be exactly the same size when you finish as when you started. It'll just have different color fabrics. And again, this is where cutting accuracy is really important. Okay. I do not recommend switching rulers midstream when you're cutting, because rulers, you need to use the same one for the same size cut. They're different. But, okay. And then this one here. Now, all I have to do is take that second square and stitch it to the opposite side of the block. And that's it. All right. Very good. Let's cut these apart just to be easy. So now I'm not having to think about it. That was the trick, to figure out how to get these marked properly. So, oh, you guys, I posted a picture in our Facebook group. We have a Power Tools with Thread Facebook group. And I posted a picture in there that I ran out of bobbin last night on that quilt that's on the long arm. I had gotten about this much of it done on that last row, and I had all the rest to go, and I ran out of bobbin. I was like, no. Fortunately, I had some bobbins left over from previous projects that I was able to pull out of the closet. I have a little case full of bobbins with, you know, half bobbins, that kind of thing. I had a couple of them, and I used them both. It was great to get that used up. Oh my goodness. Anybody else glad the election's over? Oh my word, you guys. I don't want to talk politics, but I am so sick and tired of my poor watch being texted to death with everybody begging for $1. Oh, man. I don't want my phone to ring anymore. I don't want anything to do with that. I'm just happy it's over. We are the day after. So I'm tired of having, you know, it's just like nonstop. You're doing something and you get a text and it's like, ugh, just leave me alone. All right. So here we go. Now, again, in theory, if I did this right, so now the piece that's the piece that's going to be cut off. And what I want to do, I want to fold this over and make it match exactly just like this. So that, again, you cannot see the back fabric from the front, and I can't see the front fabric from the back. So I'm going to push it right up there to where it meets. I'm going to finger crease it. And I got it wrong. How did I get it wrong? I sewed them out of order. Look at that. I sewed them out of order. The bottom one's wrong. That's what happened. So I probably got 2 right and 2 wrong. I bet you. This one's right. Let me turn on my iron. And this one's wrong. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay. This one's right. And how is that possible? I got them all wrong. I guess I didn't turn the thing just right. I must have turned it incorrect. See, I should have checked that. Okay. That one's wrong. And that one's right. All 4 of them are wrong. How about that? Dang it. Dang it. Oh, that's annoying. I did it right yesterday the first time. How did that happen? Just undo a couple of these. Okay. So turn it this way. I don't need to mark it again because I've got that diagonal seam tape. Now if I push, that's right. Okay. No big deal. See y'all? Dang. What is this? With the diagonal seam tape, I can, that's this red and black right here. This is from Cluck Cluck Sew. I can eyeball the point of this point of the fabric right here just to the side of that red line, and that's going to give me that turn of cloth space. I should have noticed it because it was sewing incorrectly. Happens to the best of us, you guys. I start it right next to the edge of the needle. That's one. Which one's right? This one's wrong right here. Okay. And then I just keep that point right next to it. So, you know, this is supposed to inspire you to put something under the needle. I'm going to inspire you on how not to mess that up. I was sounding so smart too, wasn't I? I should have checked it before I did it. I'll do it on the next one. And the last one, there. Okay. Get this done. This is the seam ripper that my husband makes, but this is the one that goes on a chain. It has a magnet in the end. The chain's hanging on the wall behind me. I use that when I long arm. I've got a green one that I use when I long arm. Okay. Okay. There we go. That should take care of that. Now when I fold it over, it's right. Ta-da. So now the rectangles are going the right way and the background fabric on both corners is going the right way. Yeah. What do you, oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. All right, so let me go wide here. I've got my little setup. Oh, I'm just going to, I'm finger creasing these. And this is how I do the assembly line of these things. So that little hiccup slowed me down. Not a big deal. I will get it done. And also, I just plan on doing a little bit on 3 different quilts today and call it a win. I've got lots of other stuff to do. My goal today is to get that reindeer video out to you guys for Merry Christmas. That is the goal. So I have been having such trouble with my editing software. I have Camtasia by TechSmith, and I don't know what happened, but I cannot log in. It just won't let me, and it's driving me crazy. And I put in a trouble ticket, and they're like, do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. Y'all, I paid hundreds of dollars for that software. And if you can't log in, you can't use the software because it uses online, you know, product registration to make sure you can use it. It's driving me nuts. You know, they're all, well, turn off your firewall and, you know, reboot and reinstall it and do all of this. And I'm just so upset. So when I got back from the Houston Quilt Festival, I was like, I need to get these videos out to you guys of the quilts and all of that. And so I just used Windows Movie Maker Pro. It cost me 20 bucks. And it's not going to be super fancy, but I don't do huge editing anymore. And now Windows has the ability to screen record. So I'm just going to give Camtasia the boot. I don't need it in my life. It's driving me crazy. I just want something that works. It shouldn't be that hard. I hate software that acts funny. Sorry, I needed to vent. That was making me mad. Well, I considered the new internet. But I have it also on my MacBook, and because I can have 2 installs of it. And I tried to log in while we were on the road in Houston, and it gave me the same result. So I do troubleshoot stuff like that. I do troubleshoot that, but I couldn't get it. So I just went out to their website, and I mean, I'm good. They have a yearly subscription service, and I'm just not going to use it anymore. To heck with it. You know, I'm doing so much live now, and it's so much easier. I don't have to spend time editing videos. So it's just frustrating. Yeah, you know, it's bad when a geek is frustrated. I know, I'm a nerd, and y'all, that bothers me. It makes me mad, especially when you pay for it. It's good software, right? But I need something that is easy, that's going to work every time. I don't want to fiddle with it. There, those are them. I have enough frustration in my life with my stitches sideways, right? Okay, so this is good now, with the exception of that little hiccup. So now I have my side background fabrics going to the dark. That's the idea. I got that right. Okay, good. And now I'm going to do these, right? It's essentially, it's a 9 patch, essentially. So I've got to put my my little blocks together now. I was able to knock this one out yesterday without a boo-boo in like 20 minutes. It wasn't too bad. You know, there's a lot of effort that goes into these things. My goodness. When you're doing a quilt like this, this thing is huge too. But you just break it into bite-sized pieces and do a little bit every day. One block, and then, you know, in time, it will get finished. So we have a new person here. Is it Jaco? Is that how you say that? That is too much time. J-Mac, you're right. It's too much time to fiddle with software when I could be sewing. That's the last thing I want to do. I want to do this. This puts something under the needle. Y'all, I got the nicest email. Lady started watching me. She is former Air Force as well. And she's up at Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska. She retired up there. And she sent me an email and said, I've inspired her to stitch something, be sewing every day. And she put her shadow box, her retirement shadow box, on the wall in her sewing room, just like I have mine. It was kind of neat. I saw that this morning, and it made my day. So thank you. Very cool. We have the nicest people, you know, nicest people in our community. It's a pleasure to hang out with. Uh-oh, the welcoming committee found you. Look out. And if you're watching on replay, we do have people come in and leave a comment that they're new too. So when I get a chance, I'll get into those. But it's always fun to have new people join us. A lot of fun. 12 inches of snow. Oh, my word. Mary Jo, goodness sakes. Y'all be sure to put the dark fabrics to the outside, okay? You're an Air Force vet too, Carol? Cool. All right. Oh, you know what? I need to make sure these are right because they're directional. There we go. Yeah, I don't want that wrong. Oh, fold it to the dark. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to put, okay, this goes, we're going to do this like this so that everything is straight. All right. So where I was talking about cutting accuracy, when you do your 1/4 inch seam here, okay, you want these to be the same size. And when you do your 1/4 inch seam, they're going to line up on that background fabric. That's going to line up. In theory, that's the idea, right? Let me make sure I have this correct. Okay. So when I do this, I know it's just 2.5 inches. I pin that bottom one. It just keeps it from moving. It also keeps the fabric from being pulled quicker on the bottom than the top. I don't like things that don't line up. So make sure my little edges are the same. Don't sew over the pin. Okay, do these. Yep, it's just a 9 patch now, you guys. That's all it is, just a 9 patch. That was such a nice email, though. Like I said, it made my day. Let me pin this. I sewed one without pinning it, and sure enough, it was 1/8 of an inch short on the end. I don't know why. It's annoying. Okay. What's going on, Miss Frito? Okay, I'm going to fold these outer squares. I'm pressing to the dark on the outer ones. Make sure I've got background fabric to the dark. Pin that. Okay. What are you looking for? I see, check an Amazon store. Let me see here. Okay. Now I'm just grabbing these one at a time off the back. And then the middle one, I always press to the center. So odd rows 1 and 3, the center gets pressed to the outside, and then even rows get pressed to the inside. And then you're going to get a really good nest when you go to put your rows together. No, not wonky. No wonky allowed. There. Oh my goodness. I got DAR next week. That's Daughters of the American Revolution. Next Tuesday. I'm not talking to you. And then December, our Christmas party, I'm going to have to miss that. I'm going to be on a cruise. It's not a sewing cruise, you guys. It's just pleasure. We're going to take a princess. We got a heck of a deal on a princess cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. So look here, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. That's supposed to look just like that. See how that matches? Cutting accuracy, accurate 1/4 inch seam. Okay. Are you talking about the seam rippers? Keith just got in a whole box of them, blanks. So it's called a belt. It's a belt for, he's got this thing, this big machine, and they call it a tire. I don't know. Anyway, that broke. He got that repaired. And then his blades on the saw, he had to get new ones of those. So those came in. And so he's and he just got in another box of blanks. So he is getting ready to get back into production. We had to get Houston out of the way, y'all. We've been sold out for a long time. Okay. So again, this is the middle row. This creases to center. All right. I'm going to press these. I'm going to get everything lined up here. Do you guys press from the back sometimes? I like to do that. I feel like sometimes I get a better crease, a better press. If you haven't used a clapper in your quilting yet, I highly recommend it. You will get very nice flat seams. So this is a seam roll. This is from Gray Rooster. And then a clapper. He sells these as a set. I love them. So I'm going to do these from the front. So put this one on, finger crease, very pretty. Thank you, Michelle. I love to piece, you guys. It satisfies my OCD nature. We're all a little like that, huh? Oh man, that didn't come out. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, ooh. No, that one didn't come out at all. Look at this. This is terrible. See that one? Look at that. That doesn't match at all. And it, why? This is what we do. I'm going to press this back. I'm going to give it one more go. That one was really off. Good grief. And then but the edges are meeting. If it doesn't work a second time, then it is what it is. Let me do this way. That is frustrating. Piecing is the hardest part of quilting, Terry. It's, to me, I enjoy it a lot. I like it a lot. But yes, it is. For some people, it's cutting. Let's see. And sometimes you can fold your fabric another way and it'll match. That's weird. Okay. So I'm going to do it this direction and see if we can't get a better result. I'm going to sew it with the other side up first and see if that makes a difference. Where's my deal? I think you got to hold your tongue just right. Oh, I don't know that folding matters. It's within one stitch and it is acceptable to me. So I am happy. It's not the 2 stitches like it was before. The other side is absolutely perfect. This is my life. That's fine. Okay. So there's that one. Whoop. That's what I did yesterday when I was sewing it. I did it upside down. I had to take that one apart. And this one, let me see here. This one's way off. All the way around, way off. So I want to show you, you new quilters, look at this. So see how that's off there? You can see the background the back fabric over the top. Same goes for the other side. That's off. And consequently, it's off right here, right there. The other side's perfect. This side, not so much. So that's how and why just that little bit can make a difference. And that's why you have to really pay attention and try to get it as right as you can. Okay. It matters. Just that little tiny bit matters. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to pin it at the top and I'm going to pin it at the bottom. Straight. I had only pinned it, you know, and it looked right to me when it was going under the needle, but who knows? All right, let's give this another try. Hold on. Something's wrong. No, that's right. Okay. Now we're going to start that Brightly sampler sew along. Perfect. We're going to start that December 16th and we're going to do a block a week. If you want to do it with me, I put a blog post out on it and I've got links to the fabric and the book below. This is where we're going to sew the block every Monday, starting December 16th. And why December? Well, one, I got a cruise coming the first week, first 10 days or so of December. But I've got folks that are stitching along in Australia, and I have to wait for the fabric to get there for my folks over there. I need a light strip in the throat of my machine. I know I had one. I don't know. The link for the rippers, Marlene, when they're there, it is powertoolswiththreadstore.com. That is where the rippers are. You can get rippers, you can get decals. If you want to iron on a Power Tools with Thread decal on a shirt, you can do that. We've got all kinds of goodies. I've got my USBs, Power Tools with Thread USBs, so you can keep your embroidery designs and long arm designs on those, and all your sewing files, maybe your digital patterns or whatever. All right. That's better. Now, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Poor Anne. She says accuracy is her downfall. Okay, so now that I have, whoops, ironed that the wrong direction. I didn't mean to iron that the wrong direction. You have to iron to the outside, toward the dark. All right, you're going to be difficult. Let's get this. Now that I've got these ironed the right way, so the centers are pressed to the outside on rows 1 and 3 and to the inside on row 2. Now I can get a good nest. Okay. So the Brightly Sampler quilt is definitely for beginners, okay? And you will need some alpha bitties. Those are those little plastic tiles from Fat Quarter Shop, or some way, you can use stickums, some way to identify your pieces, because I can't give away the pattern, but we will lay the block out, okay? And then I'll say take piece A and sew it to piece B and this and that, right? Just like that. So, and we're going to do it cold, and hopefully I don't make it backwards. So that happens too. You can see I've done that, right? Okay, so now I have got those nested. I always pin from the center out first. That makes sure the middles are going to fit. And then I pin the end, even on these smallest blocks. Okay. And I'm going to pin this one too. Uh-oh, Daddy threw some kibble in the bowl, and here she goes. She's gone. All right, there's our hour. Let me stop. I'm going to sew these last 2 seams. And hopefully I get it right. Now I pin my straight seams at a 45-degree angle so that I can go 1 to 2 stitches over the seam before I have to pull. That helps with accuracy a lot. Oh. Okay, I got that one good. Now this one. And fold that this way. Okay. Oh my goodness. I got so much going on today. Got to go to the doctor. And no auto shut off. Oh, I know. I don't like auto shut off. I hate that. Pinning from the outside makes a lot of, it does. I mean, even the simplest seam. Some people can feel it and hold it. I can't. I don't know why. Pinning from the outside in. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing here. Except for this bottom one, just because it's easier. But I pin from the outside in, okay? And I pin at a 45-degree angle. See that? In one side of the seam allowance and out the other. It anchors that bottom seam allowance so it doesn't usually get twisted up, because that happens. Okay. Put these and get them accurately together. Last seam on this block. It takes me 20 minutes when I'm not talking. Got 8 of these, so I've got 3 done. I'm almost halfway there. I'll take it all day. I'll take it all day long, you guys. That looks great. Yeah. You like flathead? Awesome. Survivor night. I know, Vicky. Yay. It has been a good season. It's been a great season. Oh, that girl last weekend, she was in tears. She did not see that coming. So, You got PT today? Okay. All right, you guys. This has been fun. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me. If you're watching on replay, give me a thumbs up, you guys. I appreciate it very much. And tomorrow I'll be stitching some more stuff. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Embroidery Thursday. I don't know what we're doing yet, but it's going to be fun. All right. We'll talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye. Let me do my